how to make India into a global superpower and the apex predator of cricket across the world, dominating the game from southern to northern hemisphere. JD is the author. Who is this JD? Let's find out.
It's in the air. It's a six.
Hello and welcome back. I thought we'd give you some drama. Welcome back to another episode of the Century of Cricket podcast brought to you by IDFC FIRST Bank. And today we will take a look at the history and the rise of the BCCI and the people responsible for making the BCCI what it is today. How did India reach to this stage though? To understand how the foundations were laid for the BCCI, we will have to travel back to the 1900s. Now, from the early 1900s to the 1940s, it was the House of Patiala that played a huge role in promoting and making cricket more accessible for Indians. By the way, I've lived in Patiala twice. Bhupinder Singh saw the potential in Indian cricket players and believed that they are as good as any other test-playing nation at the time. So he put his own resources and riches to use and put together a team of the best Indian players from all over the country, and they toured England in 1911. I also recently put all my resources to good use. I put them in my IDFC FIRST Bank savings account so I can make more money. Yep, more money. Because IDFC FIRST Bank savings accounts gives you more interest on your savings account and even credits the interest monthly. So I will be sponsoring my own gully cricket team very soon. Would you like to be part of the team, auntie? Bhupinder Singh wanted to put up skill and show Indian players, and the only way he could do that was by making them play against the very best teams. So he invited the MCC team to come to India for a tour in 1926 while sponsoring the entire tour. This tour was the turning point for Indian cricket, ladies and gentlemen. This was the famous tour in which C.K. Naidu and D.B. Deodhar impressed the English with their multiple centuries and the rain of sixes. Arthur Gilligan, the English captain, was so impressed with the team and the skills they showcased, he told Bhupinder that India was ready to play international cricket and supported all of us. But these words of confidence from Arthur Gilligan and the potential he saw in Indian cricket eventually led to establish the BCCI in the year 1928, and soon after that, India got to play their very first test match in cricket in 1932. BCCI had been formed, but after Maharaja Bhupinder Singh, things had become very stagnant and the BCCI was struggling to get funds for the longest time. But then, we have to fast forward to 1983, the game of cricket and the BCCI found a new lease of life when India won the historic 1983 World Cup under the one and only Kapil Dev. The interest and the excitement for cricket was back. Now the BCCI just needed a wizard in the administration who could take cricket in India to a whole new level. Jagmohan's the guy, Jagmohan Dalmiya. You see, during the period of liberalization of the Indian economy in the early 1990s, more and more people were able to afford a TV in their homes compared to the 80s. And Jagmohan Dada, or Jagmohan Dalmiya Dada, saw an opportunity there and wanted to capitalize on it as fast as he could. In a lot of ways, the real corporatization of Indian cricket started when Jagmohan Dalmiya took over the steering wheel. He was a master in negotiating television and advertising deals and would maximize the revenue. Sometimes I wish my manager was also good at that. And my manager, by my manager, that is, my mom, sweet lady, but 82. So difficult to keep up with times. For the longest time, international cricket was heavily influenced by the English Cricket Board and the Australian Cricket Board, spelled B-O-R-E-D, because they didn't have any plans in place at that point, and they took the majority of decisions, including where the World Cups would take place. But in 1984, Dalmiya, along with the BCCI president NKP Salve, pictured here running, moved the World Cup out of England and brought it to South Asia for the 1987 World Cup. Here. Dalmiya was a visionary and he realized that Asia's strength lies in its numbers, and he wanted to form a united Asian front by building an alliance between the cricket-playing South Asian countries. He did that by renewing India-Pakistan cricket ties and by pushing Bangladesh towards test-playing status and also strongly backing Sri Lanka when it faced security trouble. Through these actions, he was able to create the Asian Cricket Council, and which really strengthened India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka and Bangladesh's position in international cricket. I struggled to create an alliance between me and my neighbors. And here's Jagmohan Dalmiya, who's casually unionizing 3 different countries. Oh, make that 4. Dalmiya was just an all-round incredible guy who loved cricket, a visionary, a great man. I call him Sir Jagmohan Dalmiya. When Dalmiya entered the BCCI as a secretary in 1992, the board balance sheet showed a deficit of rupees 81.60 lakh. By the end of the next financial year, the board had declared a working profit of 15.34 lakhs. And today, because of the foundation he laid, BCCI has a turnover of close to 16,000 875 crores, or the budget of my show, plus 5 rupees. The early foundation was laid by a visionary known as Maharaja Bhupinder Singh when he established the BCCI, and another visionary took it to another level, which completely took over world of cricket. We became the lions of cricket. Before we bid adieu, a quick safety tip from IDFC FIRST Bank and me for you. One of the oldest frauds in the fraud industry is identity theft. The fraudsters get a hold of vital instruments like your check or KYC documents, and they try to impersonate you and apply for loans or open another account under your name. To prevent this, keep a close eye on your banking activities and never share any personal information before verifying the person you're talking to. If you suspect any fraud, report it immediately on this number. Alright, I'll say bye for now. Check this out. And that brings us to the end of this episode of the Century of Cricket podcast, brought to you by IDFC FIRST Bank. Oh, I'll see you again soon, hopefully with a better vision, by using makeup and eye mask and possibly just a towel. See you soon.